Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey back in time, to the heart of one of the most influential civilizations the world has ever known. Get ready to walk the cobblestone streets, hear the roar of the Colosseum, and uncover the secrets of ancient Rome. From a humble city-state on the Tiber River to a sprawling empire that shaped Western civilization. The story of Rome is one of ambition, innovation, and enduring legacy. So, grab your virtual toga and let's dive in. Our story begins not with an empire, but with a legend. According to myth, the city of Rome was founded in 753 BC by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus, who were said to have been raised by a Shiva. While this is a captivating tale, historians believe Rome's origins were more gradual, evolving from a small settlement into a bustling hub. For its first 2.5 centuries, Rome was ruled by kings. This period, known as the Roman Kingdom, laid the groundwork for many of its most important social and political institutions. But the Roman people grew tired of monarchy, and in 509 BC, they overthrew their last king, establishing a new form of government that would change the world. The Republic. The Roman Republic was a revolutionary concept. Power was vested in the people and their elected representatives. The famous SPQR Senatus Populusque Romanus, or the Senate and people of Rome, became the emblem of this new era. The government was headed by 2 consuls, elected annually, to prevent any single individual from gaining too much power. The Senate, composed of the city's most influential citizens, advised these magistrates. This system, though not a perfect democracy as we know it today, was a remarkable experiment in shared governance. During this time, Rome began its relentless expansion through a series of brutal wars, most famously the Punic Wars against its great rival Carthage. Rome conquered the Italian peninsula and then expanded its control across the Mediterranean. This expansion brought immense wealth, but also immense challenges, leading to social unrest and political instability. The Republic was becoming a victim of its own success. The strain of managing a vast territory proved too much for the Republic's institutions. The final century of the Republic was marked by civil wars, as powerful generals like Marius Sulla, Pompey, and the most famous of them all, Julius Caesar, vied for control. Caesar's military genius and political ambition ultimately led to the downfall of the Republic. After conquering Gaul and defeating his rival Pompey, he declared himself dictator for life. His ambition was seen as a threat to the Republic, and in 44 BC, he was famously assassinated on the Ides of March by a group of senators. But his death didn't save the Republic. Instead, it plunged Rome into another round of civil wars, from which one man would emerge victorious: Caesar's adopted son, Octavian. In 27 BC, after defeating his rivals, Mark Antony and Cleopatra, Octavian was granted the title Augustus by the Senate. This moment marks the end of the Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Augustus was a political mastermind. He carefully maintained the illusion of the Republic while consolidating all real power in his hands, becoming the first Roman emperor. His reign ushered in an unprecedented era of peace and prosperity known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, which lasted for over 200 years. During this golden age, the empire reached its greatest extent, stretching from Britain to Mesopotamia. Trade flourished, art and architecture reached new heights, and Roman law became the foundation for legal systems across Europe. Cities across the empire were graced with magnificent structures like aqueducts, theaters, and public baths, many of which still stand today as a testament to Roman engineering prowess. Life in the Roman Empire was a study in contrasts. For the wealthy elite, it was a life of luxury, with lavish villas, elaborate feasts, and political influence. For the vast majority, however, life was a daily struggle. Most people were farmers, laborers, or artisans. At the very bottom of the social ladder were the enslaved people, who had no rights and were considered property. The city of Rome itself was a sprawling, chaotic metropolis of over 1 million people. At its heart was the Forum, the center of commercial, political, and social life. And, of course, there was the Colosseum, the grand amphitheater where tens of thousands would gather to watch gladiatorial contests and other public spectacles. These games were a key part of Roman culture, a way for emperors to entertain the masses and display their power and generosity. So, what made Rome so successful for so long? There are many factors, but a few stand out. First, the Roman military was arguably the most effective fighting force of the ancient world. The disciplined, well-organized legions were the backbone of Roman expansion and defense. Second, the Romans were master engineers and builders. Their roads, which famously all led to Rome, connected the vast empire, facilitating trade, communication, and the rapid movement of troops. Their aqueducts brought fresh water to cities, a feat of engineering that was unmatched for centuries. Third, there was Roman law and governance. The Romans developed a sophisticated legal system and an efficient bureaucracy to manage their vast territories, creating a sense of unity and order. And finally, their ability to assimilate conquered peoples was key. Instead of just ruling through force, Rome often granted citizenship and a degree of local autonomy, turning former enemies into loyal subjects. However, no empire lasts forever. By the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire began to face a series of crises: constant wars on its borders, political instability with a rapid succession of economic troubles including inflation, and devastating plagues all began to take their toll. In an attempt to make the vast empire more manageable, Emperor Diocletian divided it into an eastern and a western half in the late 3rd century. But this was only a temporary fix. The Western Roman Empire, with its capital in Rome, continued to decline. It faced relentless pressure from Germanic tribes migrating into its territories. Finally, in 476 AD, the last Western Roman emperor, a young boy ironically named Romulus Augustulus, was deposed. This date is traditionally seen as the end of the Western Roman Empire. The eastern half, however, would live on as the Byzantine Empire for another 1,000 years, preserving Roman culture and law. Though the empire fell, Rome's legacy is all around us. The languages we speak, like Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese, are all descended from Latin, the language of the Romans. Our legal systems are heavily influenced by Roman law. Our architecture, with its arches, domes, and columns, owes a huge debt to Roman builders. Concepts like the Republic, the Senate, and citizenship all have Roman roots. Even our calendar is a Roman invention. From the grand engineering of their aqueducts to the powerful ideas debated in their Senate, the innovations of ancient Rome laid the very foundation of the world we live in today. They were more than just conquerors. They were architects of a civilization whose influence continues to echo through the centuries. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through the rise and fall of ancient Rome. It's a story so vast and rich, we've only just scratched the surface. What part of Roman history fascinates you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more amazing stories from the past, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hitting that notification bell means you'll never miss our next adventure. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.